was not classic. It was not dazzling. But you know what it was? It was a win.
Take pride. Take pride in winning however we need to win, and then we go back to work again. We find a way again. We repeat again and again and again.
Nick Sirianni starting that one off, channeling his inner Eminem from the movie 8 Mile. Who knew that's how we kick off our Monday? Welcome into Birds Huddle, presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL, along with Barrett Brooks. I am Taryn Hatcher. A big win to get to 2-0 against the Chiefs. How are you feeling a day later, Barrett?
I'm loving it, because people, I'm a football, guru. Yes, I'm going to just put it plain and simple. Sometimes you have defensive games. And it's just as good, to break down a defensive game as opposed to an offensive game. Two great defenses playing against each other, playing against opposing offenses. That's what football is all about. You have guys that can play on the other side of the ball. They get paid too. But the mere fact that we sat down and watched a defensive battle, it made my day, because when I looked at film, it even opened my eyes up more about this team being better than, they were last year, because they're better at the defensive start this year than they were last year. And offensively, we'll get along. But we didn't have to work on the offense, use the offense as much, but we did work defensively on some stuff that I didn't think we had.
I love that he said, it's not dazzling, but the win's a win. And you don't take moral victories when you lose, so take the ugly wins when you win. Anyway, here's Nick Sirianni on what his team has shown so far this season. It's our Birds Report presented by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on.
Resiliency, playing for each other, together, not wanting to let each other down, the process that they go through, just all the things, the mental toughness that we have. It's just a bunch of good guys, good coaches, good players. And yeah, our job, especially, early in the season is, and what I've said constantly a team, is find a way to win.
It's a really good team. We got a ton of respect for them, obviously, but you got to come in with a sense of focus. You got to stay patient within yourself, stay patient within the team and your role, and let things come to you. And I think as a team, we showed up when we needed to the most, and that's the most important thing in this league, is finding ways to win.
It is time for our three-point stance presented by Toyota. Our first stance, all Jalen Hurts does is win. Now he's 6-1 all-time against the quartet of Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Lamar Jackson. He's won 16 straight games in which he started and finished the game, and he's now sporting the 6th best winning percentage in NFL history. There's always a lot of debate outside of Jalen Hurts, but the numbers are pretty decent.
Hey, men may lie, but numbers don't lie. You look at the numbers, he's right up there with the upper echelon. We talk about guys, they're wearing gold jackets up there, and eventually there are going to be 3 or 4 other guys on that list that will have gold jackets on. So, if he continues at the pace he continues at, he will have a gold jacket on. He orchestrated this offense the way it was supposed to be orchestrated. He did what he needed to do to win this game. And I look at it, he takes care of the ball. He doesn't make mistakes as far as turning the ball over. Now, he started the game off, he made me a little nervous because he had, he fumbled the ball on himself, but he got it back. But Jalen Hurts right now has to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You have to look at him like that simply because his winning percentage, #1. But the things that he does for this team, #2. He carries this team on his back. The whole Eagles' identity is built of Jalen Hurts and his demeanor and how he does it. You sit him, he grimaces, he looks at him, he doesn't smile a lot. You want a serious type of team, he's a serious type of leader, so it's a serious type of team. So, I love the fact that you always trying to cat him out. He runs this offense effectively. His dual reads. He makes the right read. If he has a handed off to the back, you see that defensive end stays out, he gets it to him. If the defensive end crashes, he can run. He sets back, drop back on pass plays. If they're in man-to-man or they give him a crease, he's going to go get the first down. He does whatever it takes to win. He's got that winning type of mentality. I can't say enough about him. So I hear everybody right now talking in the Philadelphia tri-state area and even, nationally saying, oh, he only threw for 100 yards. So what? So what? Is that W sitting there? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Look at the end of the game. When Chris Jones talking trash to him, oh, I held you, you didn't even have 100 yards. It don't matter, son. You heard his response. Who got the effing win? Yes, he got it. He's the winner. Period, point blank. Let's go on. Let's go point number 2.
I was going to say, and people don't love to love on the quarterbacks who are on teams that just don't win, but who can rack up there's not a ton of love out them for there consistently because their teams don't. The argument against them is always that their teams don't win.
Okay, you get 500 yards. You probably get 500 yards a game. That means you're probably behind, and you got to pass the ball to win the ball. He doesn't have to pass it that much because his ball, they drive down. They eat up all the clock as they're driving down. And then, bam, they turn around and they score. Then the offense is trying to play catch-up. And then the defense goes, it's so many things, that you could say that he does that, they just don't talk about.
We're picking for issues. And when you're in a place where you got to pick for issues, it's a pretty good spot.
Right.
Moving on to stance number 2. The Eagles should just keep using that tush push while they can. It was nearly outlawed in the offseason. Yesterday, in front of Commissioner Roger Goodell, they ran it 7 times. I kind of love that. And boy, people were complaining about it, including rules expert Dean Blandino, who said he's, quote, done with the tush push. I mean,
he ain't put a jersey on. He ain't been in between the lines. Forget him. Why is he even saying anything anyway? How is he done with the tush push? Is it violating any codes for the NFL? No. Is it breaking any rules in the NFL? No. Is it creating an unsafe condition? No. Get off the tush push. It shouldn't be, but I'm going to tell you the truth. This year, they probably will do it because, like you said, the commissioner's sitting up there, rubbing elbows with all them Chief guys up there, and he wanted the Chiefs to win. They started making calls. Let's talk about them calls. Let's talk about the calls, Mr. Blandini or whatever your name is. Let's talk about the calls that they missed in the game.
Emphasis on the no.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about them calls that they missed. You ain't saying nothing about them, the fake fumbles and all that type of stuff. Stay in your wheelhouse. In between them lines, offensive line especially, I know what's going on down there. Leave the play alone. We run it better than anybody. All they got to do is stop it. That's all you got to do.
Mike Mulhern and I and everybody else talked about, all right, what about quarterback sneaks? What about when you get guys behind the running back and you push them? Where does this slippery slope end? Moving on to stance number 3, the Eagles may have ended the Chiefs' dynasty back in February. They already ruined the documentary that was hoping to capture the Kansas City Chiefs three-peat.
Right.
Now they put KC in an 0-2 hole, an unfamiliar place for their fearless leader, Mr. Mahomes.
Oh, my goodness. He doesn't know what to do right now. They're going back and getting back to basics. They may go out there and start doing up-downs or something, maybe try to find some way to get them back together. But, I mean, at this point, Father Time is undefeated, and some of the players are getting a little old. And, my guy Kelsey, he's a great player, and he's starting to lean on, all right, he has to do stuff that he tried to do when he was earlier, and he could do that when he was younger. But now, he can't really do those type of things. I mean, it's nothing wrong with, him just being a superstar and doing his thing on the field, but the Eagles got the better of him. I mean, it wasn't like, those passes that he dropped weren't harassed by the quarterback getting harassed when he's throwing the ball. Those are all things you got to take into factor. I mean, if on that play at the end of the game, Mukuba interception, the quarterback, Mahomes, was getting hit by Jalen Carter as he was bringing his arm through. He couldn't follow through. Those are all mechanics that, he couldn't get the ball to his receiver and like he's used to having it. So that's why he didn't, complete the pass. I mean, there's other guys on the field that get paid also. Our defense just had a better game. They put pressure on Mahomes. They may not have sacked him a lot, but they did put pressure on him, made him move around, made him stay in the pocket. They were effective in making sure he was off kilter when he was throwing as well. There's only so many times you can throw sidearm and all that stuff and make plays and think you're going to keep doing it. But, hey, we just got the better of them. So, yeah, is that dynasty going down? Yes. Is it because the Eagles' dynasty is going up? I'm going to say yes again. Mm-hmm. It's our time. Let us go with our dynasty. Give us a chance to go out there and play. I mean, right now we have a young team, second youngest in the NFL. It's our time. We got next.
It's time for a stock up, stock down presented by, pardon me, I jumped the gun here. Time for Up to the Challenge presented by First Trust Bank, official bank of the Eagles. Eagles' second-round rookie, Andrew Mukuba, was certainly up to the challenge. In just his second NFL game, he recorded half a sack on a blitz, made a tackle on Hollywood Brown on a 3rd and 1, and had the play of the game, coming up with an interception on a tipped pass off Travis Kelce's hands. After the win, he spoke with John Clark.
Of course, you had the win against the Cowboys, and then you come to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. How much more comfortable do you think you were in your second game?
I was most definitely comfortable. The second time, just being my first game, kind of got the first game jitters out the way the first game, so I know what to expect. as I go into these games week in and week out. But, I feel like now I'm more comfortable. And I feel like the more comfortable I get, the crazier it's going to get.
And, of course, you had the big interception down there in the red zone at the goal line. Travis Kelce, it's a future Hall of Famer, bobbles the ball. Give us an idea of what was going through your mind when you see that ball in the air.
When I seen the ball in the air, I was just thinking ball. That's all I think ball in my mind the whole game. Just think ball, and good things going to happen. So once I seen the ball in the air, I just want to attack the ball. And then once I got the ball, I was thinking touchdown. But, I got caught out by O-lineman towards the end. Wish it never happened. Never going to happen again. But we got the turnover. That was a big key.
One thing about your first game and second game, we saw you gave up a pass play to Travis Kelce. First game you gave up a play, but you stick with it and you come up with a big play. Where do you get that mentality? You never get down during a game.
It's a long game, man. It's a long game. You just can't let one play identify who you is or kind of let one play knock you off your game, man. You just got to stay focused, stay locked in because, that happened like in the second quarter. We still had 2 more quarters to go in the game to go win. So just staying locked in and having guys like Reed on the sideline telling me to stay confident to keep going and just kind of encourage me to keep going.
Okay, now it is time for Stock Up, Stock Down, presented by Philliport, the long-awaited Stock Up, Stock Down. First, a stock up for the Eagles rookie draft picks in the first and second round. I'm talking about Jihad Campbell, came up with the big defensive play in week 1. Yesterday, it's Andrew Mukuba. These kids, they look like ready impact players already.
And that's a huge testament, number one, to Howie Roseman bringing in guys that can come in and play at this level. That's number one. But number two, having a defensive coordinator like Vince Fangio, who's a teacher. And that's the biggest thing. He's teaching these young guys why and what they're doing. You can have the defensive coordinator say, hey, this is our scheme, but don't really tell them why it's happening or what they're doing. But he's letting them know, all right, this is why this is happening. You're doing this. This is an innovator. This is my defense. I'm an innovator of it. So let me show you why we're doing this and how they're doing it. And you just showing how they're picking it up. You look at him. Campbell played a great game yesterday. They blitzed him. He had timely blitzes. He covers a lot. He's not just a guy that's going to go out there and just thud on run plays, but he's also very, very good in the passing game. So, big ups to Vic Fangio, getting these young guys here, number one, but number two, teaching them how to play the game and what they need to do within the framework of that defense. Great job, Vic Fangio, and the position coaches.
On the flip side of that, it's a stock down for A.J. Brown's impact. He caught just 1 pass in week 1. He was targeted 8 times yesterday, catching 5 passes for just 24 yards, with all of them coming in the first half. Here's Brown after the game. Take a listen.
The goal is to win the game. So, no matter what that looks like, I think the reason why people may talk about it because they want to know if it's substantial, and can you sustain that throughout the season. So, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing to talk about. But, our job is to continue to try to find a way to win. So,
Barrett, he's saying all the right things. In the past, there have been instances where we have sensed frustration. How do you think he's really feeling right now?
Well, of course he's disappointed because he's one of the number one, if not, a top 5 receiver in the league. And right now he's not putting up the production that a top 5 receiver has. And it's not a fault of his own. This offense is one that, we could be a more effective offense as far as passing the ball if we were really a passing offense. And right now we try to be a offense that, teeters the line between a run offense and a passing offense. We want to be very, very even in what we do. Now, you look at how this offense is run. We could do more innovation as far as getting them open by maybe, send them across on plays across the line of scrimmage. When you get across the formation. If you put them out there and you just leave them in one place, then the defense can find out where he is. If you don't want the defense to find out where he is, then you motion him a little bit. Once you pass that center line, you motion across. It makes that defense consider you at a different spot. You might go from a number 3 over here to a number 1 over here. As far as the number count on defenses. On how they cover guys. Now you can't just, put a hold on him because now you can't double him and triple team him because he's, moving around. And that goes not just for him, but that's awful for Smitty also. The Slim Reaper, he could have higher number 2 or more production also. But it takes, this offense being more innovative in how they're going to do it. Now, do you do that to just get the passing game going, or do you keep doing what you're doing with the run game? There's a lot that goes on with this.
The question is, how much longer can this go on before
that's the question right there. Yeah,
slight implosion?